Hi Paula, hi Craft. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and show you what it is that I do best. And that is cooking. I would like to show you a recipe that I came up with a couple weeks ago for a special party for about 40 women. I call it my Veggie Petals. It's another version of roll-ups. They come in many ways. I'm slicing them on the diagonal, making them look like a flower petal. I've cut the calories in half by using light Philadelphia light cream cheese and some very healthy tortilla shells that are mostly fiber. And so here we go. I'm going to start off with 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm using the light today, but you could use whatever you want. I really appreciate that Kraft has put together light cream cheese. So I'm going to add my cream cheese, and that's 8 ounces. And I'm going to put in about a 1/4 cup of sour cream. And I'm using light sour cream also. Now I'm going to add into my cheese mixture a 1/2 cup of black olives, a 1/2 cup of chopped carrots. Now they're chopped, but they're chopped small, as well as the black olives. And we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of minced green onions. And I'm also going to put in some roasted red pepper. Now I did this on my stove grill, but you could do it on your grill. You could buy it in a bottle. I am using a 1/4 cup of roasted red peppers. I'm also going to put into my mixture a couple of tablespoons of a dried soup mix, and this is a springtime soup mix, and it just adds a little flavor. I'm going to give that a good stir. You know, Paula, when I was a little girl, my favorite place to go was Pecanning, Michigan, to visit my grandma and my grandpa. And my grandfather worked for Kraft for 40 years. And there wasn't a whole lot to do in Pecanning, Michigan, so we would go visit him at the Kraft factory. And we would go in there as little girls and little boys with my family, and the guys, all the men in there were dressed in little white shirts and white aprons and white hats, and when you would come in, there was this smell of, I guess it was, you know, the curdled milk or the milk and the cheese, and there was these huge vats. They were stainless steel with these great big whisk blender mixer looking things that would go through all of that, and it was quite intimidating, but it was really cool. So when I talk to people about myself, I always tell them I come from cheese, and they always laugh. And because my grandfather worked for Kraft, and every time we'd go to my grandma and grandpa's, we'd open up the refrigerator, and there would be a bunch of cheese. Pecanning, Michigan, those were my best memories ever. I really am glad that you have given me the opportunity to show you what I could do with cheese. And Philadelphia cream cheese is probably one of my favorites. And well, probably it is. So I'm going to go ahead, I want to show you. I've mixed this all together, and I'm going to spread it on my tortilla. So I'm going to do a pretty good amount of cheese on my mixture. You don't want to be too thin, because you want it to be nice and creamy and delicious. As you can see, this is beautiful. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my spinach, and I'm going to place it on top of that. I'm going to line it up like this. And this is so healthy for you. These women just loved this roll up. Now, like I said, there are so many varieties of what sometimes they call them pinwheels. I am calling this one my Veggie Petals, and I'll show you here in just a minute. We've placed After I've placed the spinach leaves all on top of my cream cheese mixture, I'm going to slice some cucumber. And these are English cucumbers. I like these. They have less seeds. They come in the produce department in that little, they don't usually have a plastic wrap on them. So I'm going to slice these really thin. And then I'm going to place this in the middle of my roll-up, just like this. And I'm going to put a little pepper on there. And I'm going to sprinkle a little seasoning salt on there. Oops, that was a lot seasoning salt, but we're just going to do just a little seasoning salt. Now we're going to also top this off with just a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese. I like the finely shredded one. Okay, so now that we have this right here, I have to add just a little more of this creamy wonderfulness right here, this yummalicious creamy cheese. Now this will act as the glue, because if you don't put a little extra on the top like this, it won't stick together. So we're just going to add a little bit more of this delicious mixture. Okay, well, it looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to roll it up. Kind of have to start kind of tight there in the beginning. Roll it up. Kind of have to use your fingers, make sure everything doesn't fall out. Make it nice and tight. I'm going to slice these on the diagonal. And these first little pieces I like to keep for my friends. I call them bones, because I'm not going to use that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and slice these in these little petal shapes, I call them. And that's what makes these just a little bit different than normal pinwheels. I'm going to just keep slicing these. I don't know how many I need, but... And I'm going to place these on a tray. And then I've lined this tray with some romaine leaves. I'll move this over here. Okay, I'm going to take these beautiful veggie rolls and I'm going to place them just like that on the tray. Look how good these look. They are so good for you. There's the cream cheese, the layer of spinach, a wonderful cucumber in there. There's red peppers and olives. It's just such a pretty appetizer. And it is good for you also. So here we're just going to place these all like a little flower on this tray. They don't last very long, I can tell you that much. Now, you could put a few more on there, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave it like this just for this particular display. And I have previously rolled a little bit of cream cheese with some chives and some parsley, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in the middle. And then I'm going to take a flower over here, maybe a little bit of this. I don't know. I love to garnish trays. This is one of my favorite things to do. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to place that in the middle like that. And there you have it. A delicious, healthy, heart-healthy meal. Oh, appetizer. Heart-healthy appetizer fit for a king. Okay, so these are so good. So I'm going to go ahead and taste one. Wow. They're crunchy, they're creamy, they're good for you. They're full of vegetables and fiber. Delicious. Thank you very much, Paula. Bye-bye.